What's going on, everybody? It's Tony here at Strictly Better MTG. I'm here with Devin today.
Hey guys!
Bringing you our white set review. And we're going to go ahead and kick it off with Anafenza Kintree Spirit. For a 2-mana 2/2, this is just fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, just fine. If you can build around it, it's relevant. I would see this in like a really budget white weenie kind of thing, where you just run all the 1-drops and like her and maybe a few other good 2-drops. But even then, like, she's a legendary, so you can't get multiples ever out there.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
The non-token thing is a real pain in the butt.
Yeah, because that kills Monastery Mentor and like...
Yeah, everything. Raise the Alarm, all the red token generators that we see. I just feel like if you're going to make this deck with Anafenza, it's outclassed by Heroic and red-white tokens and Jeskai tokens and all the other aggro decks that we see in the format.
Yeah, there's just other budget, other budget decks that'll just outpace this.
Like
thing.
right now, the mono red budget thing, like that would just wipe the floor with the thing that people. Because this is an obvious build around kind of card. You know, that's all you can really do with it. And I think that if she has any relevance in anything, it'll be Tiny Leaders, the new like commander like format. You know, I think she's like made specifically for that format. I really don't see any standard application with her. And people are freaking out about Anafenza, but I'm not. I'm just really not seeing it. So.
Moving right along though.
All right, this is a card I do see. This is Aire Foremost, and Aire Foremost reminds us a lot of. It's like the 3-mana 2/2 Soulbind double strike guy that we saw in Innistrad block. He was super good too. And this is a very much a lot like him. The enters the battlefield trigger is really cool on this, or attacks. But just the enters the battlefield is really cool because you get immediate relevance out of this card. I'm a big fan of these kind of creatures.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Devin pretty much said everything there.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I can't even think of too much to add. He's just value on top of value.
Yeah, I was gonna
double
say
strike, 2/2, 3-mana,
like he does lots of stuff for you. He gets you an immediate into the battlefield trigger, gives another creature double strike. He himself has double strikes, so he's technically, in a lot of ways, you could look at him like a 4/4 for 3 mana. So that's really good. You know, there's not much to say. If you look at this guy, you can pretty much tell that he's fairly relevant. The whole, I think it has to be another warrior. That kind of sucks. But in the deck this guy goes in, he's just gonna wreak havoc. So
yeah,
really,
exactly
I do like
warrior
this
deck
fellow.
needed and wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Warrior's got a couple of really good pieces that it's wanted for a while. So hopefully White Black Warriors will be vindicated. It'll finally be a thing. I think we're all hoping for that. Yeah. So in any case, we can probably move on. This is one of my favorite commons in white right here. So go ahead.
This is Artful Maneuver. We both really like this card.
Yeah.
It's going to be relevant wherever you see it.
Yeah, really.
I would consider
standard play maybe.
Yeah, consider an update for Blue-White Heroic. It doesn't draw you a card for Heroic.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's double trigger and the +2/+2 is just really nice.
Yeah, right now, I think that people would rather play. Well, first of all, God's willing. Feat of Resistance is a better card. Probably the protection from a color is really good. There's a couple of other things that people would rather. What is it? God, any other day of the week, I would remember the name of this card. It's just the 1 mana +1/+0 Defiant Strike, and then you draw a card. Defiant Strike. So once we see, those cards are mostly Feat of Resistance and Defiant Strike with cons.
Yeah.
So like once that rotates out, once Theros rotates out, we don't see God's Willing, as much anymore, or at all. Yeah. I think that this will be a much better card. Now, we brought up the whole post-rotation thing a couple of times, but I think this is definitely one of the combat tricks in the white aggro deck that will see a lot of improvement after the format rotates. So maybe not right this second, but in limited, this is obviously more than fine.
Oh yeah.
This is This is why it's one of the better commons in the set for white, because it has a lot of relevance in a limited format. Definitely. It usually plays as a combat trick.
Yeah,
during their turn, and then you get the extra bonus during your turn to swing with. But it could just as easily go the other way. You swing in, you have a guy +2/+2, and it kind of deters them from attacking. Because it's gonna, not necessarily that, but it'll rebound on your next turn.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. 4 power, 2 mana, more or less. At instant speed, good card, good combat trick, all around fine card.
Oh yeah.
Moving on. This is Aven Skirmisher, Sunstriker. Yeah, the other one is Skirmisher. There's a card just like this. Its name is Skirmisher. But
Aven Sunstriker. Yeah.
it was good the first time this card was printed with no Megamorph.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How do you feel?
I like this card a lot, actually. Flying 1/1 double strike for 3 mana. We just talked about the 2/2 double strike that's on the ground for 3 mana.
Yeah.
This one, it's another warrior. I think it could side up very well with that.
We see a lot of, first of all, a lot of combat tricks that add power. Black and red both have them. Obviously, green or white just has them. We just covered a card that does that.
Yeah.
Green has a couple of them. So combat tricks that increase power are a thing. Fate Reforged, you'll get a pack of that. It's got a cycle of enchantments, auras that give creatures +2/+2 and a thing. There's a lot of power boosting effects in this set. Double Strike very relevant. And the fact that this guy flies is pretty good for a couple of reasons. You know, evasion's always good, and we see more flyers in the set that have higher power and toughness. And with combat tricks, this guy can pretty easily take one of them out. So, you know, or just with the Megamorph.
Yeah.
The Megamorph, you can now take out, 4 toughness flyers, which is super good.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Moving on, we've got Avon Tactician. This card, I've been kind of on the fence about.
Me too. Me too.
I think the bolster one could be relevant, but at the same time, it's one of those things you kind of have to build around. If you're building around bolster and whatnot, then yes, it can be good. But otherwise, it's just a little bit of extra value. Really, if you're playing by himself, he's what, a flying 3/4
for 5. It could be better.
Yeah, it could be better, but
at least in this set. I feel like 4 power, 4 toughness as a flyer is where you start getting really relevant. Really just 4 power, because at that point you can take out other 4 toughness things.
Yeah.
So this guy just dies to, all the uncommon dragon cycle in this set. Well, not the 7 mana Megamorph uncommon cycle, but like all the whole gold uncommon cycle, the whole cycle of even rare bomb dragons. He just dies to so much stuff without having any actual relevance, and he won't get the bolster that often because he's relatively high toughness. If you've already played a creature or two, it'll probably go to something else.
Yeah.
I'd rather not split that 1 extra point of PT in this situation. So I'm not saying he's terrible. He's a flyer. He's 2/3, but I'm really cold on this. He could be way better than he looks at first glance. I think that some people are going to look at it and be like, this is a good card. I don't think so. But moving on. This is Battle Mastery. We get a reprint in Battle Mastery. This one has much better art than the original one. The original one was just a giant that was like, bleh. But it was really stupid art. But this guy, he looks awesome. He's got like a lightsaber. But now Battle Mastery I think was pretty good in the first limited environment that we saw it in. I think it was Lorwyn. And this won't see anything outside of limited play, but we'll see limited play. Some people aren't the biggest fans of auras. But
in limited play, I actually am a fan of auras, and for a limited aura, being able to give a creature double strike is great.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
It's kind of like the last piece for the battleship. Like, all right, I've built him up a little bit with some.
A couple of things.
Yeah, there's a couple things. I was trying to actually recall some of them, but
again, the Fate Reforged cycle of enchantments is a big one.
Yeah.
There's a couple of ours in this set, if I remember correctly. Or just other combat tricks. You Battle Master your guy, and then when you untap, you Butcher's Gleam, the thing that's like +3/+0 and lifelink and regenerate him. Like that's a ridiculous combat trick with if you've got Double Strike.
Oh
so, Double Strike is obviously a very relevant ability. Double Strike is so relevant that it pisses people off. Like Double Strike and Hexproof, probably the 2 abilities that piss people off the most, which means that they're good abilities. That's what that translates into. So yeah, Double Strike is fine. Also, one more thing, we've got an abundance of huge dudes in this set, whether they're flying or on the ground, or whether they're dragons or something else. We've got a lot of huge guys. We've got a lot of Megamorph dudes in this set. So Double Strike, very good. Got a lot of 3, 4, 5, 6 power dudes. So yeah, Double Strike's awesome.
Moving on, we get Center Soul, and this is another one of those after rotation cards.
Yeah.
That we think we'll see plenty of play because it's going to be protecting all your guys, as well as with the rebound effect, making it even more relevant because on the second time you're going to be guaranteed to get your biggest attacker through.
Exactly. I mean, you can use this in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
You can either get an attacker through, and on your next turn get another attacker through. Or you can do that. You can. Protection from a color to block a guy, and then your guy can swing in the next turn. There are many ways to parse this card out. I really like this.
Spot removal, and then be able to swing in.
That's another thing. To try to murderous cut your dude, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
Reality Shift, Hero's Downfall, anything.
Any of the removal thing. I mean, there's tons of removal in just this set, in limited. So, you know, I think that this is a great card. In standard, it has to wait on the same cards that Artful Maneuver has to wait on. This has to wait on God's Willing and Feat of Resistance. But I think that this will at some point see standard play if white aggro is still a thing. And in limited, this is great. This is really good.
Oh yeah.
Coming up next, this is Champion of Aire. I'm not very excited, honestly. You know, don't like 2 toughness. Lifelink is good, but I don't like 2 toughness at all.
Nope. I want 1 more power or 1 more toughness, and I would be happy.
Seriously, a 4-mana 3/3 lifelink doesn't seem like too much to ask. It really doesn't. It would have to be uncommon in that situation, but again, I don't care. I don't care. I'd much rather have this. This is probably a decent 23rd card, but I'm just not in any way excited for it. How do you get excited over this guy?
If he was, you know, like Courser stats with lifelink.
That'd be good, 2/4, or just first strike.
Yeah.
You know, I'd take that.
First strike. Yeah.
Vigilance. Just throw another ability on it. God's sake. I don't know. I'm just excited about a lot of the cards in this set, so when it comes to a card that's relatively vanilla, I'm like, what is this junk? You know. So, but we can probably move on. This is, again, this is an exciting card. So go ahead.
Me and Devin both really like this card, Dragon Hunter.
Woo!
Great 1-drop, 2/1, protection from dragons, like...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can we call him the Dragonborn? Can we please?
Yeah, sure.
Just drop Dragonborn on turn 1.
Boom.
Fux Roda, you know. Go to the College of Winterhold. So many Skyrim references.
No, see, what we're going to do is we're going to drop Dragon Hunter on turn 1, and then on turn 2, we're going to double Fux Roda, double Defiant Strike, and just be like,
yeah, that's pretty funny. 4 damage, draw 2. You can do that with like any 1-mana 2/1. It's more fun to do it with Dragon Hunter because you get to say Fux Roda. So you should do that with Dragon Hunter. Aside from that, like limited, this guy's cray. I think we can agree. Usually we don't advocate 1-drops in limited, depending on what we're talking about. But this is more than fine.
Yeah, with all the dragons that you're going to see in limited, having protection from dragons and being able to block them as though he had reach makes him so relevant.
It's like nope. Like first turn, you're like nope. You know, I don't care if you drew your bomb in your opening hand.
Yeah, I don't
forget about
your bomb dragon and all the mana.
It doesn't matter.
I got this.
And in standard, I think this definitely has a place too. Not because we'll see all the dragons, but you know, 1-mana 2/1. It's a warrior, so relevance.
Yeah.
Immediate relevance. We can move on.
Oh yeah.
This is Dragon's Eye Sentry. I think we both like this card for limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk about how 2-mana 1/3s are great all the time.
Yes.
This is a 1-mana 1/3.
So what if it can't swing?
Yeah. Most of the time, your 2-mana 1/3s are going to sit back and just block.
Yep.
This one has the added bonus of having first strike, so relevant.
Yeah. Can totally kill weenies tokens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, this can deter people from swinging all day. I feel like this is, I just thought of this too. This is like a weird version of the same Scorpion we talked about the other day. A 3-mana 1/3 Scorpion had Death Touch. This is just a 1-mana 1/3, but instead of giving him Death Touch, now giving him first strike. Right, so that way they can reduce his cost. I feel like it's an interesting variation on that. And people will still be like worried about swinging into him. And you know, his art's really cool. So I think he's more than fine. Now, on one last note, I feel like if you get Aire Cleric in your favorite Forge pack, I'd probably rather play him. He's a 2-mana 1/3. When he enters play, you gain 3 life.
Yeah.
I feel like he's probably just strictly better than this guy, even with the 1-mana difference.
Yeah.
But still, a 1-mana 1/3 that's a pretty darn good deal. That's 4 total power toughness points of 1 mana, you know. That's fine. And power costs more than toughness, obviously, you know. But this is a fine card. It's a wonder it hasn't been printed yet, in a lot of ways. But yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
I think this one's yours.
Yeah, coming up we got Dramoka Captain.
Dramoka Captain. Dramoka Captain.
This guy can be just fine.
Yeah.
Can be. Again, it's one of those build around things. It's one of those build around things. It's nice that he's got first strike. If he was a warrior, I would be a lot more on board with it.
Yeah, I would love for him to be a warrior. Although we still wouldn't make the cut in standard warriors. Now, limited, I still have issues. You know, they threw him a bone by giving him first strike. He won't automatically die no matter what when he attacks. Yeah. I still feel like this is 3-mana bolster 1 after you know you've had a turn for summoning sickness. You know, there's just so many issues I have with this card. If you can get him online and get 2 or 3 bolster triggers, This is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't. There's not really like a huge likelihood of that happening in sealed. I don't think. So, you know, you probably move on.
Oh yeah.
This is a card I really like. This is another one of my picks for top commons in white. This is Dramoka Dunecaster, and it taps down the best non-flyer on their side of the board. And these cards have traditionally been very good in limited environments. We've seen stuff like this way more than just 1 or 2 times. This is a fairly common card to get printed in white, so it's always good.
I just love the name Dunecaster.
Dunecaster. Just throwing sand, pocket sand at people, like running away, and they're like, my eyes! You know, that's all these people do. This isn't magic. This isn't magic. But no, again, before we move on, I feel like this is a fantastic common.
Oh yeah. Completely, potentially relevant, like early game and late game.
Yeah.
So,
late game. I mean, and don't underestimate. We talk about how many flyers there are in this set. We've also seen, especially in red and green, an abundance of huge power non-flyers. This guy taps them all down. You don't have to worry about it. So yeah, guy's good. And this, I don't know if you noticed this because I don't think we touched on it. Go ahead.
More relevant.
It does. Your own flyers too, you know.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of it. It really clogs up the ground game, and white I think is going to be pretty good at creating board stalls that it then gets itself out of in this set. So, and this is one of those guys that does that. So, moving on, I think actually. Go ahead.
Moving right along, we get Dramoka Warrior. Vanilla 2-mana 3/1.
Yeah. I feel like he has more chance being played in the constructed white-black warriors, although he didn't make the cut in my thing. But I think he has a chance of being played in that more than he has a chance of being played in limited in a lot of ways. He dies to morphs.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a problem.
You know,
in this limited format, morph and manifest. Yeah, he dies.
Dies to those. I mean, he trades with them. But you don't want him to trade. You want him to survive. And I feel like Wizards, though, on that note, has done a good job of hedging their bets with mana cost, because you have your huge mana cost guys in the set. There's plenty of those guys. Flyers, they're all fat and stuff. And then you've got morphs. Like Megamorph is a mechanic. So, you've got lots of stuff to do at all mana costs. No, I do. With that being said, I think this is a slightly slower format, than we normally. We both agree on that. We answered one of our commenters just yesterday that said, "Is this a slower format?" We both think so. But at the same time, I think they have done a good job of spreading out things to do at all mana costs.
Indeed.
And Dramoka Warrior, that being said, he dies to the things that everyone else is going to do on turn 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'm just not a huge fan. Bolster target. But, aside from that, meh. This next thing is Echoes of the Kin Tree. This is a bomb, I think.
This is a limited bomb.
It's a bomb.
At uncommon level, which is really nice. That's
the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna talk at some point in the next couple of days, hopefully before pre-release. I'm gonna try to get it up before then, about sort of what we think are the best commons and uncommons in this set. This is definitely one of the best uncommons in the entire set. Not even just in white. I think this is one of the most fantastic uncommons in the whole set. We talk about mana sinks in limited, and this is a ridiculous mana sink. This is freaking crazy. As far as mana sinks go, I kind of like this better than was it Warden of the First Tree in Favorite Forge? Everyone freaked out. This is the best mana sink ever since Figure of Destiny.
Yeah.
This mana sink is crazy. This mana sink is crazy. So go ahead.
Crazy mana sink. Bolster 1, combat tricks.
Yeah.
So many
you can use
points you can make about this to make it a bomb.
It's only the 2 mana.
3 mana.
Well, I mean to cast it.
Oh, well, yeah. You can drop it on turn 2, and in a lot of the times, you don't have a whole lot of enchantment hate in this format, in this limited format, actually.
Yeah.
There's a few things.
We've got some stuff. Yeah, we'll see it coming up in white,
Yeah, I think if I keep count of everything, there's 5, maybe 6 that'll do.
Sounds about right. There's a really good card in Favorite Forge that, it's like 1 and a white, they sack an enchantment and they bolster, they sack an enchantment, you bolster 1.
Oh.
So, and that's a very relevant card as we see cards like this and Myth Realized being a thing,
Yeah.
Especially in limited.
Yeah.
So I feel like this card is going to win a lot of people some games in limited,
Oh, yeah.
This is what I was talking about just a second ago. I feel like white's going to have the ability to create board stalls that it then gets itself out of. This is a big part of that right here. Yeah. This is a really good card, guys. Don't sleep on that card. Like coming up next, there's another good card. You can have this.
Coming up, we got Enduring Victory. And some people might want to pass this up at like 5 mana instant speed.
Yeah.
Like,
just because it's 5.
Yeah, just because it's 5. Do not.
Yeah, this is great.
Great.
So great.
Limited removal spell. And even better, it's a common.
Yeah.
So you can potentially get 2 of these.
You might actually get 2, you know?
Yeah.
You're likely to at least get the 1.
Yeah.
And it's premium removal in white, it's splashable, instant speed, it does all the things you want it to do.
Yeah, and it gives you an extra power toughness on one of your guys out of it.
Yep.
And that's really relevant because that can potentially be a double combat trick.
Yep, you can 2-for-1 them off of this if you play your cards right, literally. And this, yeah, I mean, that's basically what you're saying. You target one of the guys that's attacking, and then one of your dudes that's blocking, you bolster, and he might either trade with now or survive that encounter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Enduring Victory does so much for you, and attacking or blocking creature. So,
yeah.
A little less situational than it appears at first. You know. Mm-hmm. I really like Enduring Renewal too. I think that in white it'll have a fair impact on limited. It's no pacifism, but it'll have a pretty good impact. Coming up, we've got Fate Forgotten, and we were just talking about what artifact or enchantment, what enchantment is in this format.
Yeah.
This is one of them. It's cool that it's exile, I guess. But I don't think there's much that really brings artifacts and enchantments back.
Well, even then, like, not in the limited format, exile doesn't become so relevant, but in standard format, being able to exile enchantments means exiling gods.
Yeah.
As well as Courser's Crucifix.
That's the thing, this is just straight up remove a god from the battlefield.
Yeah, and any of the ascendancies.
Oh yeah, Courser. Oh, I can't believe I hadn't thought of that yet. It's just kill Courser Crucifix, forever. Yep. You never have to worry about it again. So that's definitely a pretty good argument for this card in standard.
Yeah.
So we've got this kind of enchantment hate, and we saw Naturalize in green. That's back. We think we still have Erase even, but this is cool. It's fantastic. This is still fantastic. Actually, I don't know that we have Erase. Erase is so good. Moving on. This is Glaring Igus, and I don't like it. It's probably not worth the slot.
If it had Flash, so you could use it as a combat
They're
trick.
pretty straight, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe cost 1 to 2 mana more.
Yeah, 2 mana Flash, I'd like that. That'd be a little bit better. Be like Pressure Point a bit better.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe I like it a little bit more than when I initially was like, screw this card immediately. I like to judge things. But, I still don't think that it's great or anything.
Yeah.
This is your card.
Oh, oops. Moving right along.
That's alright.
We get Gleam of Authority. And this is a...
There's a lot of text on this card.
Oh my god, I haven't actually read this card.
I've read this card. It's less impressive than it looks, but it's a bomb and limited. Yeah, I know what this is. So it's the thing that goes in the limited bolster deck.
Okay.
And it's like Mikaeus, you can put counters on your guys by tapping the guy that you put this on. So
build around limited.
Yeah. It's a great limited bomb. This is a limited bomb all day.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, if that other enchantment, that 2-mana enchantment we were just talking about, if that's a bomb, this is a bomb. So
yeah. Especially if you can get both of them together, since one's uncommon and this one's rare.
That'd be pretty dope, actually. Dope show. Yeah, I like Gleam of Authority and limited. I need to talk. It won't see any play outside of that format ever.
Probably not.
But yeah, you get this in limited, I think you definitely play that guy. So probably move on though.
Yeah.
Other than just to tell you, our advice is play this thing because it's bonkers. This, I believe, this almost made it, but not quite, I think, onto my top 5 white uncommons. This is Graceblade Artisan. And it gets huge when you control stuff. When you put in auras on it.
Yeah,
so,
it's your build a battleship.
Exactly. I hate that this card doesn't have a way to gain flying. Now, of course, an aura that you put on it could make it gain flying. But I want it to be like really good in this limited environment to block dragons and all that. The usual stuff. But this guy, like if you put one of those Favorite Forged enchantments on him, that'll give him +2/+2. Plus his ability gives him +2/+2. You have a 6/7 on your hands.
Yeah,
you
know
know
that. But I think the blue enchantment from Favorite Forged
gives him flying.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's if you control a white permanent, so it'll actually be like +4/+4 in flying for putting that on.
Yeah, you got a
and
6/7 flyer on the 4th turn.
Yeah, and then on top of that, there's the double strike one that we have here, Battle Mastery. Being able to just drop that right after that.
Yep.
Boom, another
8 damage coming at him.
Yeah.
So Well, yeah, I'm just talking about if you only drop Battle Mastery on him.
Yeah, if you only have Battle Mastery.
You have a 4 or 5 double strike, which is pretty hot.
Oh, yeah.
That's caliente. So, I think this guy is fine and limited. He doesn't even necessarily rely on other cards. We talk about how 3-mana 2/3s are fine.
Oh, yeah.
They're good bodies. This kills morphs, like it doesn't die to morphs. So, this has a lot of relevance to it, I think. This is a good card.
Oh, yeah.
But we can move on.
Alright, moving right along, we got Great Teacher's Decree.
That's a good name.
I wish this wasn't sorcery speed, but...
Freaking no! Why is it sorcery speed?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense, guys.
But each color we've seen has kind of had some form of, like, overrun effect to help them kind of...
Yeah, one of these combat tricks.
Yeah, something to help them kind of win with that last extra bit of damage. And this helps you do that here, especially since you get it twice.
Yeah.
With the rebound.
Rebound is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know? You basically get 2 overruns, so I can see that being super awesome, you know?
And it's super splashable, so...
Yeah, it is very splashable.
And it's at 4 instead of 5. The only problem
God, I would not
with
want it to be 5 at all.
Yeah, the only problem with it not really being considered overrun is it doesn't give you trample.
No trample and a terrible toughness bonus. Coming up next, this is Herald of Dramoka, and this is a more than good card, I think, especially in limited.
Oh yeah, with all the warriors we see in limited
There's
right now,
quite a few warriors about,
yeah,
honestly.
Being able to have super vigilance on the field is great.
Super vigilance. I like that. Hello, vigilance. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's not going to be all of your creatures most of the time, but if you only give like one other guy vigilance, that's pretty good.
Yeah, if you have either of the double strike warriors that we already mentioned.
Oh yeah, vigilance and double strike is so good together.
Yeah,
so good together.
This and since this is a common, one of those is an uncommon and one's a rare.
Yeah.
It's actually a great potential for you to be able to see
these cards.
Yeah, a combination of those 2 cards.
And I definitely think that Battle Mastery will be a relatively common uncommon. You see, yeah, they print commons and uncommons and rares too at different levels of rarity within their own field.
Oh well, I wasn't even thinking Battle Mastery. I was thinking the Aven
Sunstriker and the rare guy, Irish and Foremost, and also Battle Mastery. Then, so you know that's 3 double strike things. You know, 2 creatures and a double strike enabler. Yeah. So you know we see a lot of double strike in white, and that is an incredibly good ability in limited. So. And yeah, Vigilance I think is an undervalued ability. Vigilance is much better than people give it credit for, especially on a relevant creature. You can wreck their whole day. I mean, you just swing with your guy all you want, and they can't attack when it, you know.
Because it's there to block.
Exactly. Your guy attacking does not make a difference. People undervalue that. I think Vigilance is better than people give it credit for.
Moving right along though, we get Hidden Dragon Slayer.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, me and Devin both really like this guy. We think his metamorph ability is actually fairly costed, really push, relevant, and lifelink 2/1 is nothing to scoff at.
I know. I love that they just threw lifelink on the guy.
Yeah.
You know, he would have been fairly good. He's a bear. He kills a guy. You know, they just threw. We'll also give him lifelink. I think they're trying to push him a little bit.
Yeah, they gave us a warrior that's a white child knight, and extra flavor for Megamorph. So.
I like Shadow Knight too.
Yeah, it's just value.
Yeah, I just, like I said in a previous video, morphing anything, flipping something up, best thing you can possibly do is kill a guy. Yeah. Best thing you can possibly do. So, yeah, good card. In limited and possibly constructed. We're not really sure yet. He is in the board of the White-Black Warriors thing I'm making, but I don't want to commit him to main deck, honestly. Yeah. But, you know, I feel like this is a possible maybe. A definitely possible maybe. We can probably move on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is my guy, I think. Yep. This is Lightwalker, and he's okay. That's about it, though. I mean, you know, if you get the +1/+1 counter on him, which is not incredibly hard. No, we've seen plenty of things to help with the bolster. And since he has 1 toughness, he's a great bolster target. Yeah. And at a common, you can possibly pick up 2 of them. And yeah, that's my thing is, like, obviously he's, like, the bolster guy. Yeah. Just bolster him and he flies, you know? But then you have done work in order to get a 3/2 flyer that dies to every flyer in the set. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, he's still good. I mean, do not get me wrong. He's a warrior. It's 2 power for 2 mana. He has added value on top, you know? Like, I think he's a fine card, but I wouldn't freak out about him or anything. Yeah. You know? But I think that you do, for a common especially, he's pretty darn good. So, you probably play him in limited. But we can move on. Oh, yeah.
Moving on, we got Misthoof Kieran. I hope I'm saying that right.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I try, because that was actually a summon, one of the Espers in Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, it was. Nice. Remember Kieran. Well done.
3 mana flyers are usually okay. 2 power 3 mana flyers. Like we've seen those before. They're not bad. This has vigilance,
that's cool.
Making it much more relevant. And Megamorph.
Megamorph is cool.
Which a Megamorph costs it 2. That's actually
fair.
Yeah, that's very fair for this.
You flip this up 4th turn, you have the same problem as the last guy.
Yeah.
You flip this up 4th turn, you have a 3/2 flying vigilance, which is actually pretty decent, but it may be swiftly outclassed by anything else that they play. Any other card with flying they play. So I actually think that he's okay, but worse than the last card. Yeah. Worse than Skywalker, I'm going to start calling that guy. The guy before him.
Worse than Skywalker.
Ooh, here's the guy.
Oh,
here's the guy. This is the card that I almost certainly undervalued the most when I was making spoiler videos. This is Myth Realized. Now that I've read this more times, it took me, I probably had read it 3 and 4 times when I made the initial video, but now that I've really thought about it, this card is very good. Okay. This card is good.
I'm happy to hear Devin say this, because from day 1 of spoiler that I've seen this card, I was losing my shit.
This card is incredible.
This card is great.
I don't want to hide it too much, but this card, it may seriously be the real deal for like a blue-white control or something. Yeah. Or even Jeskai,
Yeah. Either way, just because instead of worrying about creatures, you just have enough counter spells to keep their stuff countered, enough removal things to keep their stuff off the board.
I mean, you're playing spells.
Yeah.
In control, you're playing spells. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, play spells all the day, and then by turn 6, turn 7, you're ready to just start swinging in with this guy.
He
survives 1 white mana.
He survives your own mass removal too. He survives your own in hostilities, and they're in hostilities.
Yeah.
Survives Crux of Fate. Survives all of that stuff. Very good. It's cool that you'll be playing blue-white. You're playing in hostilities. So 5th turn you wipe their board. At that point you've got this guy on standby. He's a 4/4 or whatever, and you're just ready to go.
Yeah, he's at least a 4/4 by then.
Yep. I mean, once you counter a spell and kill one of their guys, you have a 2/2 just chilling. And we've seen how that is a relevant thing. I mean, like the man lands that we see, some of them are only like Mishra's Factory, that's a 2/2. A Mutavault, that's a 2/2. These are incredibly relevant cards, though. And for a lot of the same reasons that this is, because it chills out, survives mass removal. So yeah, I really like Myth Realized now that I've thought about it. Here's the question I'll pose, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to it already. I just want to get you guys involved. We are already planning to make blue-white control, sort of a Narset or a Jutai's Command thing with a Jutai. Yeah. We've got plans for it. If you guys want to see Myth Realized in that deck, let us know. I'm pretty sure we're going to put it in, but I want to know how you guys feel about Myth Realized. I don't know if we just are overhyping it too much, but I think this card might be the shiz nizzle chocolate drizzle. This card might be awesome. So
I have my own opinion on it as well. This may sound weird and far-fetched, but I actually kind of like this for the blue-white heroic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have this on, turn 1 drop there, and
in blue-white heroic, you sometimes play 2, 3 non-creature spells a turn.
Yeah.
And one of the problems with blue-white heroic is that it runs out of gas.
Exactly.
That was always the issue when I was playing, when you and I played a few games when I was messing around with blue-white heroic. And that was always the problem, is that sure, 2nd, 3rd turn, you get this huge trigger of heroic off, you get this 9/9 dude, but you run out of gas. You just have no cards in your hand 4th, 5th turn, and this card is super relevant on those later turns, when instead of having to play God's Willing and Feat of Resistance and stuff like that out of your hand, you now have a 6/6 just sitting on the board that survives all manner of removal and stuff. Yeah. Totally. This is relevant in more than one thing. Yeah. So let's move on. I think this guy's yours.
Yeah. Ojutai Exemplars. Everybody is really hyped for this card.
Yeah, people love this guy.
And I'm on board. I'm on board. Don't get me wrong. But I'm also just not on board.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. Tony and I actually have not said a word to each other about this card for whatever reason. And there is a reason for that. The reason is because neither of us are that hype about it, I think.
Yeah.
It's just not something that we thought to bring up to one another. This is one of those cards that looks like it's going to be insane, and it just isn't. It just never really sees the play that it's supposed to see. You know, it does protect itself. That's what people are crazy about.
It has so many good options that you get to pick from.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, whenever you cast a down creature spell, there's plenty of extra value added on to that.
Yep.
And at 4 mana for 4/4, that's already pretty good value. But
It's just missing something.
Yeah, like constantly just paying mana, like.
Yeah, I wish that we had a better argument than just we're not feeling it.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to put an argument together, I got two things. First of all, in the decks that want to play this, blue-white heroic, namely, this card is too expensive.
Exactly.
This card is far too expensive. Second of all, sure, it protects itself, but it needs fuel to do that. You don't just pump mana into it and protect itself.
Yeah,
you need cards in your hand and stuff. Like, and they can't just be like, oh, I'm holding back my lands. Like, no, you have to have relevant instance in your hand, and that's just all there is to it. Like, you have to have combat tricks to make this thing work, and it's not guaranteed. Mm-hmm. You know, we see that blue-white heroic is a deck that relies on combat tricks, but there's a reason it plays mostly 1 and 2 mana creatures. If you're going to rely on stuff like that, you have to beat them swiftly, and this is far too slow to be able to pull that off, I think.
Yeah.
So, neither of us, long story short, are feeling exemplars. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of you will be like, this card is good, what's your problem? But like, I don't know, let us know if you see something we don't with that card, because I don't know, we're just not feeling it, man.
Yeah, I'm the mad scientist at the brewery, and man,
seriously, this is the guy, when you see cards like that, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, and I'm just going, man.
I don't know, man. Just not great, not great. I mean, it is mythic and all that, but I think it's one of those cards that'll start off relatively high in price, and then we'll see a steady decline.
Yeah, I seriously feel like this could end up becoming one of the bulk mythics.
Yeah, I hate to say it too, and I hope we're not wrong. I mean, if we're wrong, we look like fools, but I'm just not feeling it. Maybe when the format slows down, I mean, once we get to this being, you know, when 4 or 5 drops are slightly more relevant, which I'm not saying they're not. We still have Stormbreath Dragon and Butcher of the Horde. There's plenty of 4 and 5 drops, but I just don't know that this is in the same class as some of those other cards, you know. So we can probably move on. This is Orator of Ojutai. This guy knows how to talk. He's an orator.
Oh god, say that like 5 times.
Order of Ojutai, yeah, I'm not doing it. Can't pull it off. There's been much ado about this card's interaction with Assault Formation. Aside from that, it is just Angelic Wall and nothing more. So,
2 mana 0/4, defend flying. I'm always fine with those limited.
Yeah. I think it blocks most of the ground troops, but not that many of the flying troops. You know what I mean?
I mean, it blocks some of them, but not enough of them.
It's pretty cool. I mean, the art is fan-freaking-tastic. The art would look really good in foil, too. But, I mean, you can pretty much tell that when the best thing you can say about a card is the art is nice, then that's, you know, that's pretty bad. But it goes in the Assault Formation thing. It blocks a lot of the stuff, you know, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan in Limited of this thing. And obviously not in Standard.
Yeah.
Drawing a card's good though. Wall of Blossoms. Going from an Angelic Wall to a Wall of Blossoms is like a super awesome upgrade if you can reveal the dragon. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not really feeling it that much. You know, even if you are playing with a Jutai, I don't really care. So, moving on, we got probably the best card in white.
Yep. Pacifism.
Pacifism.
It's back.
Pacifism. Yeah, I'll stick to my guns too. Like the best not rare card in white. Seriously. Pacifism does everything you want it to do for no mana, well 2 mana, relatively no mana. So, yeah. Pacifism. Bless you, Tony.
Thank you. The only thing I want to say about pacifism is I'm still waiting for one artwork for this. I just want to see somebody like in a sleeper hold or something, just like being pacified.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. It's great. Did you ever see the original art for pacifism? Best pacifism art. Easily.
I don't think I have.
Easily. It's just this like huge monstrous dude with horns and stuff, and there's bunnies. There's bunnies all around him. And the flavor text is something like, suddenly Gronk felt a warm fuzzy feeling inside. Like they really nailed the flavor of pacifism when they first made it.
Oh man, that's a golf club moment. That's perfect.
We've had pacifism since Mirage, and there's a reason for that. It's a perfect card, and they reprint it in a lot of sealed formats because it's really good in sealed. Yeah. This is literally like some of the best removal in this entire set. So play pacifism as many copies as you get. I don't care if you get 5 pacifism. Play all of them. It's very good. So
you get 5 pacifisms, you're playing white something control.
Yeah, really. I don't even care. I'm just playing 5 pacifism aggro at that point. I do not care. Moving on.
Moving on, we get Profound Journey.
Profoundly terrible.
7 mana. 7 mana. Why do you have to keep putting 7 mana on these
cards?
things?
I know. Why? Don't do that, Wizards. They're really. You can tell what's going on here. They were very afraid in design that rebound is too good, and they subsequently overpriced the cards. And
at 7 mana with rebound, even with this effect, this should be an instant.
Exactly. That's my thing. If this were 7 mana, I could see this seeing like commander play or something. If this were instant speed, but it's a sorcery, man. And as a reanimation spell, I guess this is okay. But we have better reanimation stuff. We have whip, and we have return from the underworld, and we have the new thing that's like 5 mana. It's splashable, and if you target a dragon with it, the dragon gets like 2+1/+1 counters. There's like just strictly incredibly better reanimation targets than this in standard. I don't know, I have a lot of beef with this card. I have beef and chicken and bacon and fish with this card. I have
He has all the meat.
all the meat with this. I cannot stand Profound Journey. Not my most hated card in the set or anything, but just it's one of those cards you look at and you're like, why? You guys are scared. Why can't this be 6? 6 I could accept, but come on. So let's talk about a good card. Here,
Yeah.
go.
Well, I just took that one. It's all you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just bitched about it the entire time. So let's talk about Radiant Purge.
Yes.
Yeah, Radiant Purge, actually, I was so excited about this. This was a very early spoil. I was so excited about this. They spoiled it at like 12:30 in the morning. I ran upstairs and I instantly got a video on YouTube like, guys, Radiant Purge is crazy. And like, I still feel that way. Radiant Purge is probably one of the best sideboard cards in the set. We see it as a good counterpart to Ultimate Price. Pretty much the same card, but you can target multicolored guys instead of monocolored guys.
Yeah.
And so it will definitely see relevance in almost every format that we play Magic in. So, Radiant Purge. How do you feel in Limited?
Limited? Just fine. I think it's great. You're going to be able to kill any of those big legendary dragons that they threw out that's going to be in the guild pack.
Yeah.
So they're going to see limited plays. So
I've seen some people getting on to other people in forums like, you can't just say that everyone's going to have huge dragons. Like, no, you can't, because you're going to get them in your guild pack. Like, everyone will have big dragons. That is a factual statement. So this is a good card, definitely. I don't know that you main deck it or anything, but well, maybe, because you're almost always bound to board this in. You know?
Yeah.
So there's that. There are plenty of very relevant monocolored creatures this can't hit in Limited.
Yeah.
But every relevant creature in gold, you know, and what I mean to say is every creature in gold is relevant.
yeah.
So, good card. Moving on. This one, maybe worst card in white.
Yeah. Resupply. Yeah.
Hey, you get to draw a card.
If this generated a single point of card advantage, just a single point.
Draw 2.
Yeah. I would be on this.
If there were a white card that said draw 2 cards, people would probably play it.
Yeah. Draw 2 cards and gain 6 life at instant speed. Fine.
You'd probably play that. I just hate cards. Now you could make the argument that this replaces itself in your hand.
Yeah.
But it still appears to be a card that does nothing but gain you life. The argument against life gain is that it doesn't change board position at all, and this doesn't change board position at all. So
it's 6 mana for cycle a card and gain 6.
Yep. So rather than cycle it and get it out of your hand because it's terrible,
just don't play it.
Just don't play it. Just don't Just
don't play it.
Don't play it. It's bad. So don't play it.
There's better ways of life gain.
Yeah,
Like
really.
Creatures with lifelink.
Lifelink. Lifelink is just strictly better than any of these abilities.
Yeah.
I'll let you take the next card because that is probably the worst card in the entire color. So
thank you.
this card's good.
Yeah, I like this guy a lot actually. Sandcrafter Mage. Well, I take that back. I don't like this guy a lot. I like this guy just fine. Because at worst he's a 3 mana 3/3, or a 2 mana that's gonna boost up one of your guys. That's he's probably always really like a 3 mana 3/3, honestly.
Depending, I mean, there are plenty of 1 and 2 drops, especially in white.
You can curve out now and have this bolster one of your 1 or 2 drops up, and that helps. That's nice to help with the aggro build. So while we've been saying this is a slower format, there's
some aggro stuff.
Yeah, you could build if you get the right pull and build it right, you could form an aggro thing.
Pretty
it's
easily.
Just gonna be really weird and wonky.
Yeah, Sandcrafter's part of that too. I mean, he's common. That's cool that he's common. He'll spread out that power some of the time, and he'll keep it some of the time. But you'll always get 3 power for 3 mana.
Yep.
and that's good. So, and it's a way of sneaking a +1/+1 counter onto these cards that need them for whatever reason, you know. So there's that too.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. This is Sandstorm Charger. Don't like this guy at all. Yeah, just a 5 mana, maybe 4/5, but usually 3/4. I don't care. I don't care.
Move on. You can take the next one. That was really short.
Oh, this is a card. We probably won't talk about too much about this card, but it is a good card. We want you to know.
Yeah.
This is Scale Blessing, and we see. I mean, we were just talking about this is a way to get a +1/+1 countering guy. There's a lot of ways to do that in this set, and this card goes the best of any card with you know the +1/+1 counter and bolster stuff in the set.
Yeah, I feel like that. I'm right there with Devin. I feel like this is the best bolstering card in the set because it's going to always. It really reads bolster 2, and then an additional +1/+1 counter for
every
each
other creature you control.
Guy.
Well, yeah, every other creature with a counter already.
Yeah.
Which is feasibly gonna be a couple of guys, you know.
Yeah.
So you can play Servant of the Scare Lord or whatever. I forget his name, but the Servant. That's he's a 1 mana 1/1, but the 1/1's a counter.
Yeah.
You know, and there's other Megamorphs.
It's a 1 mana 0/0 and it enters with a +1/+1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's good with that. He's good with Avatar, the Resolute. He's good with any Megamorph, you know. He's good with anything you previously bolstered. This is a more than fine card, and it's instant speed.
Yeah.
So you can really screw your opponent's day during combat. You know, I really like this card a lot. I think people are going to sleep on it too a little bit, but this card is more than acceptable for limited play.
Coming up, we've got one that Devin is really excited for, and we actually had a Naya Infinite Warriors deck requested.
Yep,
and
we're doing it.
Yeah, Devin's going to take over with that.
Gonna do my Secure the Waste, Dragon's Rage, Soulfire Grandmaster-ish. I actually think that if you do make Naya Infinite Warriors, the deck can win without the combo fairly easily. You just make Naya Zoo that has the combo in it.
Yeah.
I don't think that most aggro decks will run more than a couple of copies of this card. I was actually thinking of just about running a Silver Bullet copy of this card. There's so many things that make this card extraordinarily good. We also talked about, and this could be in Naya Infinite Warriors too, there's a 2 mana red enchantment that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it does a damage to an opponent. So yeah, you have right here a thing that puts a combo basically. That puts a bunch of guys on the battlefield and does like 6 damage to your opponent. 5, 6, you know. So that in and of itself is pretty good. I don't know about standard play, but that's pretty good. I think Secure the Wastes, I hope that it's not one of those cards that's actually way jankier than it looks. But this card to me looks very good. I don't want to hype it too much just in case I'm wrong, but that being said, that's kind of me covering my ass a little bit. I think this is one of the top 3 white cards in the set, pretty easily. Yeah. Pretty easily. The fact that it's instant speed is just out of control. Yeah. That's so crazy. So has so many applications. EOT, end of their turn, during combat. There's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff that gives you incremental value for creatures that are entering the battlefield. Every single one of them is a bolster target. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with it. I love Secure the Waste. I really can't say enough about it, so I'll stop there. Just know that I think this card is fan-friggin-tastic. I've been waiting for this card for a while, and they finally printed it.
Moving on. I'm going to get the next card. It's going to be very unimpressive here. We got Scale Hide Dragon. It's the
Shield Hide.
Oh, Shield Hide.
Yeah.
Oops, I completely read that wrong.
Whatever. He's terrible. Not like it matters.
Yeah. Next card.
Yeah, probably one of the. We always talk about Lifelink as a good ability, but of all the abilities they gave these big, Megamorph dragons, Lifelink's one of the ones I like the least. I'd rather have the Death Touch or the Hexproof, the First Strike. So not a big fan. Here's a good card. You can have this one too, because that last card's terrible.
Sweet. I got Silk Wrap.
Woo! Sounds like it should be really nice.
Silk Wrap.
Silk Wrap. I got a Silk Wrap today. I think that actually is like a Real Housewives thing. A Silk Wrap.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, though, I think this is just fine.
Yeah, more than fine.
Yeah, just fine. Just
Courser
great.
of Crufix.
Yep.
Courser
of Crufix.
Gone forever.
Gone.
And pretty much anything around that. We see plenty of relevant 3 and less mana cards in the format. So.
Brimaz.
Brimaz! Yeah, totally Brimaz. Rabble Master.
Monastery
Mentor.
Monastery Mentor. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
man.
Lots of stuff. I mean, everything in blue, white, heroic, everything in red, white token, your secret of the ways, and your monastery Swiss spears.
Yeah, it gets rid of so many good things.
It's a good card right here. Pretty much every like clan leader in Khans of Tarkir, they mostly all cost less. So this is more than fine card. I think Silk Wrap. They're just going to keep printing cards like this. This is just a thing White does now.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a good iteration of that.
All day.
Coming up next, this is a card Tony and I both like. This is Strong Arm Monk. And he gives like your whole team prowess basically, and that's so cool.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Oh, so this
it's not even other creatures you control.
Guy.
Yeah, it's just everyone.
Yeah. Oh.
They could have easily made him like a 5-mana 2/3 even, but they pumped him up, and he's this guy's good. He's really good.
I'm just fine with a 5-mana 3/3 with super prowess. It's so great. It's so cool.
Super prowess, hella prowess. Yeah, I mean, again, no standard blade whatsoever. He's priced way out of that.
Too high for
but
that.
You drop this guy in limited, and the next turn they don't know what the hell's going on. You'll really leave them sweating if you untap with this guy on board. Like any spell you play is instant sort of overrun. So plus whatever effect that spell has to begin with. Like if you play the thing that we saw that has rebound and it gives all your guys +2/+1, like that's insane. That's
oh my god!
Pretty good interaction. Yeah.
Twice.
They get +2/+1, ++1/+1 twice. So yeah, +2/+2 twice is pretty hot. That's fine. It's more than fun. That's not even Christmas land. That's just a common and an uncommon interacting with one another. So seems good.
Oh yeah.
You can have this next guy.
Oh, all right. We got Student of Ojutai.
It's in the bubble.
Oh, oops. He's meditating. It should have been more like.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh, that's flavorful though. Like instead of him doing something combat oriented, you gain 2 life. He's meditating. It's just like bringing in the good vibes.
As far as prowess trigger effects go, like not prowess trigger.
Prowess trigger.
Yeah, prowess trigger. Gain 2 life. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
I wish that he cost like 2 mana less.
I just wish that he cost 3. Like a 3-mana 2. I'd take a 3-mana 2/3 that did this more than this card. We nitpick a lot, but I think this is still like a good 20th to 23rd card.
Oh yeah.
Not the best card ever or anything, but that extra 2 life might mean something. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Moving right along.
This is Sunscorch Region, the smile of death. Love that art. But I think that as far as regions go, he's pretty darn good. You have to worry about them casting spells, but guess what? We're playing Magic, so they'll probably cast spells. I'm willing to wager.
Yeah, and it's not just a non-creature spell or something. It's whenever they cast a spell.
A spell,
Yeah,
and then extra 1 life pudding on top. Pretty good. But no, Sunscorch Region. He's not the best region at all.
No.
Obviously, the blue region, the red region are like miles above this guy, but still in limited play. This guy's a beast.
Oh yeah.
Beast. Wish he had higher toughness. Like that 3 toughness is.
But that's been kind of a theme for him. So.
Yeah, we talk about how like it starts at 4 toughness, especially for flyers. So there's a lot of stuff that can take this out. But conversely, if they cast a spell, he gets a +1/+1 counter. So if they try to lightning strike him or something, he instantly is out of range.
Protects himself there.
We can move on.
Oh yeah. Moving on, Surge of Righteousness. And this is the last card from the set in the specific enemy color
the color hosing cycle.
Yeah, the color hosing cycle.
That's one of the better ones too,
Oh yeah, being able to make him lose an attacking or blocking guy, and you get to gain 2 life out of it.
Yeah.
That's just fine.
The 2 life, doesn't even have to be on the card.
Yeah.
It's...
Everything else is fine. 2 life is just a little crazy.
We see that white got fair removal in this set, definitely. Black gets all the really good removal, but white got more than fine removal, definitely. Is that really the last card?
Yep.
Wow, the last card starts with T. You never see that. This is, regrettably, the last card in white. This is Territorial Rock, and it is a good card. There was a Pegasus that cost this. This was in like either Theros block or one of them. I think it was in Theros block. There's a Pegasus. It was the exact same card, 2-mana 1/3 flyer, and it was very, very undervalued in that limited set.
Oh, yeah.
Once we went on, started playing more of that limited environment, that card became more and more valued. People realized how good it was, and I feel the same way about this guy. He maybe not as relevant as he was in that limited environment because the 3 toughness is kind of meh, because we have so many great high power flyers. But this guy will still block all day. We talk about how 2-mana 1/3s are good. This guy has literally one of the best abilities you could pin on to a 2-mana 1/3.
Flying.
So, yeah. I mean, play
Super
this.
relevant.
I'd play this guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Play this guy.
Play this guy. Play a couple of copies of this guy, depending on what I get. You know, if you have way bomb in your stuff, play that. But this guy is a very solid card, and I don't know that everyone sees that.
Yeah, it's also another one of those start your battleship cards because it's got flying already.
Yeah, I mean early turns, and I mean, who knows? If you're able to pull off the battleship idea, then by the time they're able to play their 5-6 mana dragon, you've got something on the field that outclasses it. So you know, I like this card for multiple reasons. What's up, Wizards? Dev from the SBMTG. Well, it turns out that for whatever reasons unknown, I don't have the last 3 to 4 minutes of this video, but I guess that's relatively lucky. It's at the very end, so, you know, count our blessings here. So I'm just going to kind of run through our basic impressions of White real quick. White has very strong uncommons, to the point of some of them are bombs that can carry you through the rest of the game. And in the common slot, very good combat tricks for White we see. And there are some bomb rares that can really win you the game, but aren't very good in standard play. But definitely limited bombs. So yeah, I think that as far as limited goes, the wealth is spread very well in White. But that being said, I still think it's sort of a middling color for limited in this set. But all the colors are very good for limited in this set. So even if I say it's, you know, number 3 maybe in the set color-wise, for overall power level, that's still very good, and White pairs very well with a lot of the other colors because a lot of its cards are quite splashable. So yeah, do I recommend White at the pre-release? Yeah, probably. As a matter of fact, if you really want to know what I recommend at the pre-release, then check out the description because I'll have a link to the Dragons of Tarkir pre-release primer, which I'm going to record, turns out, like right after this. I have to get the rest of this video edited. It was right in the middle of editing it, so it's like, you know, normally Tony would be sitting right next to me here, but it's like 2 o'clock in the morning where I am right now. And I just found out that this was going on. So anyway, guys, that's White. That's the White set review for Dragons of Tarkir. Thanks for joining us at SBMTG. My name's Devin, for the guy that's usually just to my right here, Tony Quessenberry. I am gonna see you guys later, I hope. And as soon as we get done with these, you know, set reviews now, we can get into the deck techs and stuff that we've been wanting to do. So comment and let us know what you'd like to see us kind of get into. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to it, guys. Appreciate you for watching, as always. Thanks, my wizards.